ActionSA has met the IEC deadline to submit its candidate list and details. The deadline for all those aiming to contest this year's municipal polls was last night. ActionSA will contest elections for the first time since its formation last year. So is the party ready for the elections should they go ahead in October? Let's find out. Party leader Herman Mashaba joins us now live to discuss this. Mr. Mashaba, thanks for your time. We appreciate it. So that's the question, right? Are you ready for October?
Absolutely. Thank you very much, and good evening, Shahan, and to the listeners, to the viewers. Absolutely, ActionSA has always been ready. You remember 2 months ago, we actually ran groundbreaking primaries where we allowed residents of the 3 metros in Gauteng, that is Johannesburg, Ekurhuleni, and Tshwane, to actually elect our public representatives ourselves. We ran for 7 days online platform. Including on one Saturday, for 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, when we ran 36 voting stations, and at the same time, right in the middle of this pandemic, but at the same time, obviously observing the protocols. So I think we demonstrated to the IEC that if you are committed to the rule of law and your constitution, it is possible, because what IEC has done is really very unfortunate, to allow political parties that are too scared to face the electorate to dictate to them. Now they've really put us in a constitutional crisis right now, because you can imagine the voting weekend was cancelled. So you have got voters who now turned 18 who've not had an opportunity to register. People have moved to different areas that might not also get an opportunity. But on the other hand, you can imagine, if you postpone the elections beyond our constitutional framework, you are actually setting a very dangerous precedent. For us as ActionSA, come 27th of October, we are ready. We submitted our list in the city of Johannesburg, the 135 ward councillors and 135 the PR, and we are ready. In the event there's a postponement, which would really be unfortunate from our side, we will respect that decision, but at the same time, we will take advantage of the extra 3 months that we can have to strengthen this new party that is actually celebrating 1 year of its existence this coming Sunday, the 29th of August.
Yeah. So how are you different from every other political party in this country?
Well, a huge difference. I think, Shahan, I challenge any South African to actually look at the caliber of our ward councillors and our PR candidates. If you look at the primary system where the ward councillors and the PR councillors, groundbreaking, elected by the communities. We're a political party that started from the People's Dialogue. Over 3 months, we launched this program on the 6th of December to run for 3 months until February of 2020, where we reached, during that period, 33 million South Africans. Of the 33 million South Africans, some of them obviously repeat engaging us. 2.4 million South Africans scientifically gave us the mandate to start a new political party. So with a political party with 2.4 million scientific support of South Africans who said, please start a political party with these 7 core values. That's why we launched on the 7th of August last year. And one thing that I think is actually quite interesting about the 2.4 million South Africans who gave us the mandate, 165,000 of them gave us 10 to 12 page submissions in terms of how we can turn the city around. But fortunately enough, with my experience of running the city for the 3 years, unfortunately with my differences with the approach with the DA, working with the ANC, I had to leave because I just could not take the abuse any longer. So we know what the city's challenges are. We need to really deal with, I'm happy to really take you through some of the plans that we have for the city of Johannesburg.
Mr. Mashaba, I'm guessing, you being in that position previously under a different political party could work in your favor or against you. You, of course, know the ins and outs of how the city is run, which will work in your favor, but you will have the DA and other opposition parties arguing that you didn't entirely do a great job, especially when it comes to campaigning.
Well, fortunate enough, I think, to be honest with you, Shahan, this country has got such potential in terms of the voter opportunity, because you remember in 2019 national elections, 18.5 million South Africans did not go out to vote. And fortunately enough, we've got scientific evidence as to why they did not vote, because there was not a single political party that appealed to them. So if you look at, honestly, who's really our competitor? ANC is a dying rural party. The DA has obviously taken a decision to really be a party for a certain grouping, polarizing our nation. So as far as we are concerned as ActionSA, we feel confident that we are a party with the last hope of the people of this country, and non-racial South Africa. I challenge anyone, please go into our website today. Go and look at the candidates. I started already 2-3 weeks already ago, where I was profiling all the candidates. Long before any other party. There's not a single political party today that has disclosed who their candidates are. Whereas in our case as ActionSA, go into our website, go and look at the caliber of the people of who are going to be representing the people, elected by the communities themselves, not by me, including myself. You can imagine, as now the leader of the party, to be the mayoral candidate, I had to go through that vigorous process of the primaries to be elected by the people of Johannesburg to be their mayoral candidate.
Yeah, but I mean, other parties are doing similar things. The ANC had community meetings where candidates were selected through that. You know, there are many new people being elected, or selected, I should say, as well. That's led to some discontent. But just going forward and moving away from other parties, let me ask you about what would be your 5 key priorities for the city of Johannesburg if you are elected.
Well, I think firstly, I think for us to really be able to run government, we have to create a professional public service immediately. If and when we have the mandate to get rid of the cadres, put in professional South Africans who are ready to really serve society, people who are in position, not who they know, but what they know. And I can tell you, I'm sure you're aware, Shahan, when I was the mayor for the 3 years, I fired more ANC cadres than all the municipalities combined in 22 years. This time around, with the experience that I've got operating within the rule of law, we will deal with this cadres through a process of doing the lifestyle audit so that we can get them to run open spaces so that we can create a professional public service. We need the inner city rejuvenation program to ensure that we can work with the private sector to rebuild and reclaim our city from this international criminal syndicates that have taken over our city. We need to institutional review where we need to collapse all these entities. You know, in the city of Joburg, we've got something like what, 12, 13 entities, City Power, Joburg Water, the Joburg Property Company, where you've got board of directors. All this nonsense must be immediately collapsed. Everyone to report under the city manager. You have executive directors responsible for service delivery, so that you don't have to have this unnecessary bureaucracy that has been used in the past to create jobs for cadres. So we will deal with it so that we can expedite service delivery. We need to ensure that we deal with Home Affairs with this undocumented foreign nationals. We need people of the world to come to South Africa, but please, they've got to come to South Africa legally, and when they're here, they must respect our laws. Those who are here illegally, we will engage with Home Affairs because it's not our competency. But for us as City of Johannesburg, we are not going to shy away from engaging Home Affairs to say, please, deal with these people, or otherwise take them to ANC municipalities. In the City of Johannesburg, only those who are here legally, because we are not prepared for failing governments to outsource their problem to South Africa. You've just mentioned just now about unemployment, the youth being the biggest casualties. Under 12 million of our people are unemployed. It's not the 7 or just over 7 million. I think let us be honest with South Africans when we talk about unemployment. because there's a narrow definition that the government wants to push. The actual unemployment in this country is 44.4%, roughly 12 million of our own people are unemployed. So we've got to deal with, and the only way we can address this is to work with the private sector. I demonstrated this when I was the mayor by attracting, just with 134 buildings, 154 buildings, 32 billion rands of private sector investment in the city of Johannesburg. Unfortunately, the ANC has held that project.
Okay, Mr. Mashaba, I think you should actually pay us for advertising, given the rant you just went on. But thank you so much. I think it's important to let South Africans know exactly what you are offering if these elections do happen in October. Appreciate your time. That was ActionSA's leader, Herman Mashaba.